What's up, winners? All right, today we're going to be going over delegation. It's one of the fundamental things you need to understand about building your business is you need the right team members. You got to have the right players on your court so you can be the winning team. So let's burn right through it. Lone wolf syndrome. Yes, this is an actual syndrome. I don't know if it's scientific, but I say it is. Want to do it alone because nobody can do it like me. Does that sound like you? If it does, you're a lone wolf. You got lone wolf syndrome. Simply don't like to share or split the profits or work. So if you don't like to share things, share your space, share the work that you have, like if you're a painter and you want all the jobs for yourself, then you have a solo lone wolf mindset, and it's gonna be really difficult for you to scale up. Okay, that's the fundamental word: scaling up. You can only do that if you're working with other people. Now I know people can sometimes make you upset, sometimes let you down, disappoint you, and do a lot of other bad stuff that we won't get into today. But it is key that you get over that because, yes, we're in business. And what's the main focus of a business? What's the lifeblood of a business? Revenue. How do you get revenue? People. So you have to make people your priority, take care of them, and build yourself around good people, and you'll thrive. Maybe just a little introverted or antisocial. And so now that it has nothing to do with others, it has to do with yourself. Maybe you just don't like to get out. Maybe you're shy. Maybe you want to be held in a ball like that. But you can't. Not a leader, but not a follower either. So I don't want to hear it. Anybody can really be a leader. Anybody can be anything if they get out of their own way and they make it happen. But it is difficult. And a lot of times the only way to become a leader, to get to that point, is to have a good leader as a role model that you can follow, a mentor. Wolf packs succeed in taking down large prey because they work together in an efficient, focused, and coordinated team. Okay? Think of the wolf pack. Wolf packs are happier together. They are family. They share the kill. The people you surround yourself with, that you go to work with every day, that you actually sometimes spend more time with than your actual family, they are your family, and you have to treat them as such. And family can be complicated, but you have to talk. Communication has to be key, and you cannot do it alone if you want to scale up in any business. Lone wolves are usually unhappy and hunt small prey, unfortunately don't survive long. And so, yes, that's kind of a metaphor, but honestly, all of those work. It's reality. And so the science kind of shifts over, and it's just crazy how everything just comes full circle, and it all intertwines, and we're all just floating molecules in a gelatin filled layer of a hologram of a universe. And got Lucy there. This is a simplified and vague list of main core team members you will need on your team, regardless of the type of company you are building. So I've got standard businesses, your brick and mortar, your online sales, your your .coms, your let's just go back to the bar, right? So with a bar, if your basic essentials of what you need a bookkeeper, you need the legal team, you need a supplier, you need a bartender, you need an office manager. Okay, those are the main things you're going to need. As I've said before, 90% of my students, 90% of people that watch these videos are in real estate. So I'm going to mostly focus on my real estate. Now, in real estate, you've got your wholesaler, you've got your flipper, and you've got your investor. Those are your main trio, right? And then you've got delineations from there. Must have connections. These next team members usually will be a third-party company you will hire to handle your key operations instead of hiring in-house. So you don't want to hire a legal team in-house. You don't want to have an accounting team, a PR marketing team, an IT tech web team. You don't want to have those in-house because they're extremely expensive. And so unless you're already scaled up and huge and big, and you won't be watching this video, then those are going to be third-party companies you're going to have on your payroll as a retainer. and you're going to hire those out. They're going to be subcontractors, basically. All right, let's get into it. The team. We've got your wholesaling, okay? And we've got you. Yes, that's you. Period. Anytime you get started, I mean, literally, this is how people look. They're like, I just want to get in, and they just jump in and get crazy, and they don't have no idea what they're doing, and they get messy, and that's really that's what you think. It's perfect. So you have your legal team. Priority number one. You're going to want to get your entity set up, your structure set up the right way. They're there for consultation. Okay, so you have your consultation attorneys like Legal Shield or any other kind of company like that, which I recommend you must have. Just for having that the consultation will help tremendously. And then you've got they can also write your demand letters. So when people don't pay up, or if they go into your delinquency accounts, then you can have demand letters written for them. Then you've got eviction attorneys, which they can handle the eviction of tenants or handle any kind of legal disputes between your tenants. And then you've got litigation, which is going to court. And then you've got protection, which is the asset attorneys, the ones that will protect your assets and keep you safe, hide them away the right way. That way you have a veil of security around your assets. All right, now you've got your lenders, okay? Your broker and your agency. So you're going to want to have people that have connection to money. What money programs are currently available? They're always changing. They're always fluid, very dynamic. So you've got to be ahead of it. And instead of you learning and being ahead of it, you can always have somebody on your team to do it for you. So they're going to be your hard money lenders, your transaction funding, bridge funding, private money. And then you're going to want to focus on your title company. Now, you're going to probably switch between multiple title companies. They do make mistakes, but you're going to want to find the one that can do the quick and great title searches and not make mistakes, that have a good track record, that have a solid title insurance. And you're going to want to get that. Wholesale fees. So typically, if you're doing lots of property, you're going to be able to negotiate with them on their fees, and so that way they're not charging you a whole lot on the closing costs. Legal in-house. So you're going to want to work with a title company typically if they've got legal in-house, and a lot of title companies, what they do is they outsource the legal and they get the documents switched. There's nothing wrong with that, but having it in-house just makes it more efficient, and of course efficiency is the name of the game. Then you've got to have a company that's organized, because many times I've gotten things lost in translation, and the emails and coordination is just lackluster. So having an organized team is very good for your business and scaling up. And now communication. So they've got to be able to communicate with you. They've got to be able to get on the phone, the email, and communicate with the lender, and communicate with you, and communicate with the buyer's agent or seller's agent or whatever. And having somebody that knows how to do that well and efficiently is key. And then single and double closing. And then you've got your accounts, okay? Very important that you have the right people watching and dealing with your money. So you've got a tax attorney that's going to handle your tax structure. Typically, if you're starting up, you've got a sole proprietor search, single pass-through, but you're going to want to have an LLC. And if you're doing S Corp or C Corp or any of that stuff, that's when you get bigger and you can start talking to your tax attorney about what's the best for your business. I do like the Anderson advisors. They're really good. Toby Mathis is, I think, a genius when it comes to this stuff. CPA accountant. So it's your that's your accountant that's gonna do your filing for your taxes, the stuff that you don't want to do and you shouldn't be doing. If you're doing your own taxes, shame on you. Stop it. Focus on your business. Hire them to do it. So now you've got your lead funnels. You have your realtors. You have your field operatives, which is going to be the people that get out there, the boots on the ground, the ones that are out there, your eyes and ears and your voice when you can't be there. And you know what? Let's make them superheroes. There we go. That's much better. Then you've got your office manager. Then you've got your IT and web guy. And then you've got your PR and marketing team. And then you have your contractor. Okay, you're going to have a really good contractor. can get on that on another topic. So you've got your lead funnel, realtor, field operative, office manager, IT tech web guy or girl, marketing and PR guy or girl, contractor guy or girl. And then when you're getting into flipping, you're going to have all that, but you're also going to have a project manager, okay? And that can also be a GC. You need to pull permits. You need to be doing things right with the city. And typically the city is going to need a GC to pull a main permit, general permit. And then underneath the general is where you can get all your subs, your electrical, your plumbing, so on and so forth. So please make sure you're following your city code and doing that right, because it can definitely lead to disaster and a lot of fights later that you don't want to have. All right, so now you've got your last part, you're investing. So when you're holding the properties, you have to have a great property manager and a great make-ready team, someone that you can count on, especially if you're doing STRs, short-term rentals. You've got to have a good make-ready team because they're constantly working, turning things over and cleaning and getting it ready for the next tenant. And I can't stress enough, your contractor and your property manager are the two key aspects for holding property and for flipping property. If you've got the wrong ones, they will destroy your business. So spend the time, do the research, and make sure you research them and their background. Do background checks. Find out where they're born. See if they've got illegal prior history in some other state. I've had that before where a guy is wanted in 3 states and I didn't do my proper background check and he took me for $50,000. So don't let that happen to you. All right, so after you build this team, let's get rid of that derpy guy and bring in, well, I guess he's still derpy Pikachu. And now you're bad apples. You're doing it. You're getting done. You're building your team. You're getting out there, and you're just pushing, and you're communicating with your team. And they are not sponsoring me, although you can if you want. Monday.com, Asana, just some ways to communicate with your team. Those are some great apps for organizing and communication and making sure everyone's doing their job right and knows what their job is and what to expect for a weekly build out and so on and so forth. And then you've got to worry about having your proper CRMs, which is going to be, there's so many out there. I'm not even going to begin to go over that. Maybe we'll do a video if you guys really want to, and maybe I'll get some suggestions from you guys and we'll go over, I would say, the top 10 CRMs or lead source managers or any other kind of all-in-one program, and we'll discuss that in a future video. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. Subscribe, hit that bell, stay on top of this, help this, push this along. Let's get people educated. Let's get people smart, because when the market's going to turn soon, everyone sees it, and when it does turn, you need to be prepared. So let's help everybody be prepared so we can become more successful in the future together, strengthen that middle class. If you want to reach out to me personally, there's my contact info. Please find me, talk to me, and we'll have a future discussion. All right, have a beautiful time.